Another system of control.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my point. So it's and I wrote in my little thing that, you know, it people are becoming so enslaved to this app and following the wrong sources, the wrong type of people, and just because somebody has a good live the day that you're interested in, don't mean the live tomorrow or the week after that is going to be one conducive to your thought process.
Hmm.
But then they go and follow all these people, and oh, they're my friend. They let me on their panel. I'm moderating for them, and only for 4, 5, 6 months down the road, you find out that person ain't kosher at all.
First, a lot of these people on this app need to learn how to have their own thought process.
That part. That part. That's why I use the verbiage in this part 1 that I use. And I set out to offend people. I want people, how the fuck she gonna say I'm a slave? I want you to say that to me. I want you to write in the comments, how you gonna call me a slave? Because you are a slave to this app. When you can't talk and use complete sentences without talking like you 3 years old, you're a slave to this app. You're a slave to whoever taught you on this app that there's certain words you can't say that are in the common everyday English language. You're a slave. You're a slave when you follow folks and you scared to speak your mind because you don't want other folks not to like you or come to your live. You're a slave. Folks don't want to hear that.
There's a lot of things they don't want to hear, and they will fight you tooth and nail on this
I
app.
don't care, and I will fight back. And
That's
bite
exactly
you
what I'm
if
doing.
necessary. You said tooth and nail. Look, I'll bite your kneecap, okay? Shit. You come with your tooth and nail, you go high, I'ma go low. You be thinking I'm a chihuahua because I would chew your ankles off.
I don't know. It's on this app is that they enjoy living in denial, listening to the lies all day than the truth. I swear I ain't never seen. Well, maybe that's just a reflection of society.
No, you're
But I
right.
ain't never seen people fight so hard against the truth in my life. I mean,
Okay,
this app magnifies that.
it does. Let's go with a really great example that both I know me and you, and at this point probably a whole lot more people can agree to. Brick Lady.
Hmm.
When that chick came up with that story, I knocked that story down the minute it happened. I had people tell me, you're heartless. You just don't like women. No, here's the deal. I've had my jaw broken because I got robbed. I can tell you verbatim how the fuck it felt and exactly what happened.
See, my thing is this, right? With that whole situation, I'll say this. I don't have no problem with people standing with a victim, right? But
Right.
if a
But you
victim is
also see
proven
now
not to be
she's under
right,
indictment. That's
yeah,
the
right.
point.
If that victim proven not to be a victim, it's okay to be wrong. I mean, it's okay that you stood with the victim, but you got to move on because she absolutely got caught. And
But that's a perfect example. There were so many people that didn't want to see the red flags that folks put out there. I mean, there were folks that did their due diligence, right? They weren't biased one way or the other. There was a guy who's a detective, right? Like a real life police detective. And he was putting out genuine, hey, y'all, let's look at this, and this. Anybody that had put 2 and 2 together and came up with 4, folks wanted to have a meltdown,
well,
right?
I'll tell you that story was produced to separate black people from their money.
Absolutely.
So a lot of people were
Absolutely.
backing that, like the Conscious Lees of the world. They do that all the time. I don't know how many GoFundMe's in a year they boost, targeting black people and the trauma and their caring of their community. Even when it came to the bike lady,
Don't know about
they
that one.
the bike lady in New York where they were fighting over the bike they rented or whatever, and the kids was out there. They started pushing their GoFundMe. I've seen it over. It all started with George Floyd when they made a boatload of cash with that, and they've been doing it ever since. It's the GoFundMe's are. they need to move. It's always something that tug at somebody's heartstrings, and they
But you
will
know,
boost
here's
it.
the crazy thing. Stuff that real content creators I get it. Some black people give other black people bad names. And this is the way I look at it. Somebody came on my platform because I do my lives on Sunday. And somebody came on my platform and she spoke about being hungry and homeless and living in her car. And after we asked her a few numerous questions, let me not lie and say a few, numerous questions, that woman had receipts. We totally could understand why she did not want to be in a shelter. I got that. I've only been in a shelter one time, and we're not going to go into that story. But I was in another state, relying on someone else to house me, and they wanted to put me in a trick bag. So I opted, rather than get blackmailed by them, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'll just go stay in a shelter." The roaches in that shelter were so prevalent they did not even run when you turn the lights on. That's how bad it was. So I ended up going to sleep on the ferry, right?
Uh,
Because I couldn't take the bugs. That's how bad it was. In the shelter, the roaches were literally crawling over people. And
but
I don't do bugs. But the point I'm making is the woman had receipts. After talking to her, we decided to help her, those that were on my panel, because she gave us information. I don't see nothing wrong with helping somebody when they got the facts. When they, like if somebody called you or came on your live and say, "Hey, could you help me pay my light bill?" And you said, "Can you show me a disconnect notice?" And if they show you that damn disconnect notice and you want to help them, help them. But if they're dancing all around the info, "Well, I don't want my information on tape." Hell, you want me to come out my pocket with how much is your light bill? If I can't get no proof of that, I ain't giving it to you, right? But we will not help those that genuinely need help. We want to help the ones that are scamming or bullshitting around, or we want to help those that have just these stories that we can take and run off with, and because it's tragic.
because
But the
that's what they
average
do.
everyday person,
They prey on those people. Some
right?
of those people are unwilling participants in that. Like they don't even freaking know. I
Exactly.
tell people when these big content creators come to you, running to you about your story, be worried because
Yep.
they will take your story and exploit it. I watched Jolly Ginger tell people that he need money for them to talk about their story. If a man asking you, if you go to somebody for help and they asking you to pay to talk about your story, he ain't there to help you.
No, absolutely not. And let me tell you something. I've been working on a social experiment, right? So I also have a video. I think it's the second. Now it's going to be the second one on the page, or the third one. But anyway, you can go the third one. So it should be in the top row. So I put up a video talking about asking people about why we don't help one another, this, that, and the other. And in the comments, I said I myself need help, and didn't go into a whole lot of detail, right? Then on the bottom of the thing, I listed my Cash App, right? I tell you something. One person reached out to me and said, "What do you need help with? And can you give me proof of that?" And I gave them that proof. Did that $20 make or break them? No. Did it help my situation? Not really. It was $20. I needed $227. But was I grateful for that $20? Yes. But we will not help our own, but we'll go in for chaotic crap. That's that. And eventually I'm going to talk, there'll be another part to that, right? About, because there are so many people on here to go, "I'll help anybody that needed to." You asked them. And then when you ask them, "Oh, girl, yeah, they go to digging in their nose and scratching their ass and, walking away. Because they don't mean none of that shit that they say. That's just the point of it. So people need to be very aware of the people you're following. And if you're about the chaos and the messy, then continue to follow those that create the chaos and the messy. That's just the way it goes. I don't know where he went. I know he can hear me because when I'm on pause in my live, I can hear people talking too. Hi, y'all. How y'all doing down there? I know somebody named Gigi. I don't know if that's the same Gigi, but hi, Gigi. Hi, Max. Yeah, Max. Yeah, I was in New York. And I was there to go to school. Um, and the person that I was supposed to be staying with changed the whole program on me. Yeah. And when I got there, they knew when I came that I was waiting on campus housing. And so they were like, yeah, you could stay with us. That was the first time that ever happened in my life. And it was the last time that ever happened in my life. I never, ever relied on anybody, even if it's short term, to stay at their home with no money or no means of getting out or supporting myself. Never ever did. That was a life lesson, very well learned. That'll never happen again.
I'm sorry, y'all. I got a phone call. My bad. Um, I don't remember where we were at with it. Go ahead.
But Blaze, I just want you to take care of yourself, okay? Just be safe
Always,
out there.
always. I know people worry about me, but I'm definitely a professional at this point with these people. I definitely put myself first and my family first. And their safety is all I'm really worried about. And we've been cool. I always at this point take extra precaution, especially around my house at this point. So I know a lot of people worry since that incident happened. It just made me beef up security around the house. That's all. I'll just put that. But the next time somebody want to feel brave enough, I guarantee you, just talk to that young boy and see what he been through so far in his life and why he didn't come back. I mean, honestly, I'm glad that everything happened the way it did that night, because if he'd have stayed maybe 30 more seconds, it'd have probably been all over the news.
How did you find out?
Hmm?
How did you find out he got paid?
Oh, I'll just say he likes to talk.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I get it. Loose lips sink ships.
Mm-hmm.
So he was out there bragging.
I don't know about bragging, but he liked to talk. I'd say this, the same guy that posted my information, he's connected to all this as well. And the same woman that leads the llamas, she's connected to it. And a white woman and a couple other people. Because like I said, when the threat was made that there was $5,000 on my son and on my head as well, I took that seriously.
I bet you did. I sure would have took that shit serious.
When Voodoo Babe and Tanya, when Voodoo Babe and Tavia and all of them kept running in and out of my city and thinking they was trolling me, I knew exactly what they were doing. And they put that in 4K. And remind you, I say about 3 weeks or 2 weeks after Voodoo Babe left Philadelphia, that's when that whole thing transpired. And who was she with? Who did she give the money to? Patrick? Because that's who she was with. They know I know this stuff. They are the ones that ruined their life. And like you said, I could ruin their lives. But that's not even my goal. I don't want to ruin your lives, but I will tell people exactly who you are A bunch of predators that protect predators. And I guess, and to watch them be silent once again about a man that's clearly an abuser who was just arrested for this not too long ago, a couple months ago. This wasn't like a couple years ago. Who's been beating on this girl since 2012? Put a gun to her face, and y'all have nothing to say.
You know the one thing I noticed, sweetheart?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to talk until it becomes them.
Mm-hmm. And this is the same guy that called the FBI on me and was writing foul shit in my comment section from his troll page about my wife, posting my wife, telling people to DM my wife. He done disrespected and threatened multiple women across this app, and they all knew this. And what did they do? Recruit him.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
And you know, here's the crazy part about that. If you hire a criminal, don't you ever think that whatever you hired that criminal for, that makes you susceptible to that criminal?
Same charges. You're an accomplice.
Yeah, but here's this is what I'm talking about. Okay. Say you hire somebody, I know this is extreme, but let's say a woman hires him to beat up, and because what's the worst humiliation a woman can get from somebody is being raped, right? If you hire this person to grape her and beat her up and humiliate her, what makes you think he won't do the same thing to you? Do you follow what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's
right. What makes
so grabbing the yeah.
The minute you put yourself in, so anybody that gets somebody else to do their dirty work, you're susceptible to that same person turning on you. That's the point I'm making. And they don't see it that way. When you climb in the bed, as my grandmama say, when you climb in the bed with the snake, don't be mad when the snake, curls around you and snuffs you out.
Sandra, that was get back for a lot of things that they get mad at me about. Because a lot of people were in on that.
But like I said, you a better one than me, because I would not give two damns about, or they, what's the words here on TikTok they say? I do not give two fucks. I would be, it'd be in your state and my state. I'd be calling the FBI, the DOJ, the governor's office, the newspapers. When I got done, you'd never show your face nowhere near me, because everybody would know who you are.
Well, I tell you like this, they kind of bank on that with me. Because they know I'm not going to run
that check. I would let them cash that check.
Mm-hmm. But the thing, they crossed the line a long time ago when they went after my sister's family. And that's when, because my sister's husband is a DEA agent. Basically, he works for the Philadelphia Police Department.
Yeah, keep messing with him.
So they threatened his family, and he took that very seriously.
Yeah.
They've been being watched ever since, and I told him that.
And he's a federal employee. Now, you want to get thrown up under the jail?
So am I. I'm a federal employee.
Yeah, you don't mess with federal employees. You do not. Wow. Okay. So yeah, folks don't know that the federal employee can be a toilet cleaner if he is a federal employee.
I'm sorry, not DA, ATF, whatever you call it, tobacco and firearms.
Yeah,
that's what he deals with.
But even that, he got pulled.
Okay. Yeah. Well, first of all, he don't play when it come to his family, because they threatened his family. They posted his daughter and his information, his kid's social security number, his social security number. Patrick did all that.
Wow.
He did that to my sister too, who's a police officer, and her kids. They didn't forget that.
And that's what I mean when I say how far people will go. And just because even though you're thinking the way you're thinking, you can't
Mm-hmm.
tell your brother-in-law how to be, how to
No.
protect his family, and how not to get off the chain. You can't tell your sister how
Nope.
not to do because everybody's got their own way on how they deal with protection for themselves and their loved ones. So where you not doing certain things, not saying that's a bad thing,
Mm-hmm.
you can't expect other people not to react a different way than you. And that same thing applies to the ones that are doing this. You
Mm-hmm.
got nut jobs that follow nut jobs, right? Well, if he couldn't
Mm-hmm.
get to him, he threw a brick. Maybe next time we need to do flaming arrows. Like, are you kidding? The crazy can't tell the crazies what not to do. We're only gonna just scare him with a rock. Yeah, and then you got somebody else in the group that say, he ain't gonna tell them, but he got a bigger, better plan. And that's what
It's
I
the
mean
fact
by
that that
escalated.
you would they would go so far. I can see, like I said, if they can keep they focusing on me, but you know damn well it's children in my house, it's my wife in this house. So just because your hatred for me telling the truth about you makes you want to go ahead and harm somebody that don't have nothing to do with it. Because at the end of the day, if I got a problem with you, I'm gonna focus on you. Your family ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't know why people find that hard to understand. I'm not a person that brings up want to go and attack somebody's family and talk about I'm gonna hurt their family. I'm not doing all that. I think that's a
Because
bit much.
family is the weakness.
Yeah, that's
Family
why
is
they
the
do.
weakness.
They see they can't get under my skin. The only thing they get under my skin is them attacking my family, and
That's
they know
right.
that.
That's right. Exactly. That's the point. You just made the point.
Mm-hmm.
Now
They know
see,
I know that.
I'm a different bird than you. See, so I would change something. There's gonna probably be some folks over here. They're gonna be like, 60. I'm so done with you. My 20-something-year-old, because I have a couple of kids in their 20s. I have
Mm-hmm.
several children, but I got some in their 20s. And that one is always in trouble, some shape, form, or fashion. And I had a guy call me a few years back and he said, "You're going to give me the $5,000 that he stole from me, or I'm going to, you know, he going to get two to the head." And I said, "Well, here's the deal. I suggest you give him a pencil and a piece of paper so he can tell you what he want on his tombstone."
Mhm. Yeah, that's harsh, but I get what you I get where
And
you're
he
going
said,
with it.
"So you're not going to give me the money? That's your son." I said, "No, I'm not. Because here's the deal. Here's what you don't know. My son constantly gets his ass handed to him because he do dumb shit. And how many times have I bailed him out? And I'm at that point now. I'm done bailing him out. I
Oh, you
don't
gotta
owe
be
you
standing on
my
this too,
money,
yeah.
right?" And I told him, "What kind of mother are you? The kind that ain't giving you $5,000. And you have a good day." And that's just how I feel about it,
Mhm.
you know? Because at the end of the day, there's a few things that I stand 10 toes down on. Blackmail is one of them. You gonna use any of my peeps to try to get to me? I'm sorry. And I expect my peeps to be the same way.
That's how
If
my
some
family is.
Yeah, if somebody call you up and say, "Blaze, we got your granny 60," you be like, "Okay, okay, you ain't gonna pay." No, I'm really not.
Well, I ain't gonna hold
I'm
you.
sorry, and I
My
wouldn't
thing
be
is
mad
this.
at you.
My family, because again, they contacted people in my family, you know, all my family told them to kiss their ass. And it's just the fact that they think that going after people's family is just the way to go. It's just fucking sick. Anybody that go after you that's a weak ass move. Just like somebody, just the story you just told. That man calling you up talking about your son. Why are you talking to his mother? You should be talking to him.
Exactly. I ain't even in the same state that y'all in that he stole your $5,000. You calling me why?
I guess I'm just from a different era. I don't fuck it though. This new shit they got going on, I don't understand it. Well, I'm gonna get up out of here for the night, Miss 60 and Bless. I only came on here to rub something in people's faces, but I appreciate you when you come up. I'm
I
gonna
appreciate you,
take on
Blaze.
what you said tonight and take that into consideration. But like I
I
said,
wish
I'm just
you
not
would.
into ruining these people's lives because they had enough. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss 60 and Bless. I'm sorry.
I only got one other thing to say to you.
Mm-hmm.
There's another way to make it stop, and you ain't gotta ruin their lives. Block all these people.
Oh,
I told this to the young lady too. She said, "But they're making videos about me, and they're this." So here's what you do: you want the noise to stop? Stop the noise. How do I do that? Block anybody that comes to you with, "Oh, we just using you as an example, Blaze. Oh, Blaze got a video up." Okay, Becky, here's the deal. I don't give a shit what Blaze got up about me, and I'm asking you nicely. I don't care. Now, if you want to keep talking to me when I'm trying to ignore this whole thing, we're done. I can put you on the same list I got Blaze on, because I
I
do have
tell
a
you what,
blocker.
that's what I do though. I'm telling you, I don't even have to block them. I just scroll by because this shit don't bother me. A lie
You
could
like,
never bother me. I'm just sorry. And everything they say about me is a damn lie because they gotta find some way to dig at me. And they don't have nothing. Nothing that makes any fucking sense or even to even talk about.
well, right, because I went and looked at that guy's page, and damn near every video he got, he done stitched you, clipped you, glued you in some shape, form, or fashion. And and all damn near all of them, I made comments on that I'm pretty sure he didn't
And
like.
I guarantee you, don't none of them even make any logical fucking sense. I
They
guarantee
don't.
you.
Like I said, the one that stood out to me was about the house, and I'm like, okay, and because on the one video I said, okay, and your point is, so what? What's wrong with his house?
I don't know, man. They just again, they ain't never even stepped foot in my house. Never even been in my house. They so like they put some stupid filter on, like it looked like the siding came off. Like my
Yep,
house ain't
they
never even
did.
looked
They
like
did.
that.
He called it the trap house. He
Right?
made it
I'm
look
like,
like he's selling drugs out that damn
come
thing
on now,
every day.
never. Like never. And again, my house is paid for. I don't pay a mortgage. How many of
That
y'all
part.
motherfuckers can go around this app saying that?
That
The house
part.
is paid for. My kids have a roof over their head. I mean,
That
they
part.
get up, have their own room. My son can play with his toys in his own room, have his own space. I'm happy for that. Nobody will ever down that for me. A lot of people out here struggling to even put a roof over their head. They living in cardboard boxes. At the end of the day, I don't really care about it. Even when it come to Patrick, right? I used to clown on Patrick about, him and the roaches or whatever. At the end of the day, it doesn't even that don't even fucking matter. I mean, at least he do got a roof over his head, even though he a POS.
What's a POS?
Piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying, no, he got a roof over his head. It's a lot of less unfortunate people that don't have anything.
That's true.
And to them, I'm living like a fucking god to them. They would love to be in my space. So again, when they try to make these jokes, that shit don't mean nothing to me. It just shows you who they are, where they at with it.
Right. Right.
Again, and then they go so far that they shame my whole city. Like it's
You
it's
like you built the
crazy.
damn
It's
thing or something.
crazy.
Look, he should have put a railroad over here instead of by the water.
Like
It's like, really, dude, I didn't build this. This was in 80 years before I was ever born.
they made fun of the house that was being tore down across the street from me. And mind you, first of all, when you laughing at something like that, you never know who you laughing at. So the woman that used to live there owned that house for like over almost 60 years. And she was like, she was up there at age and she could barely get around. So what had happened was her gutters got so full and the rain just sat there and started running over the house. So it pretty much collapsed her house. And
Right,
she
I
lost
understand
her
what you're talking
house
about.
because of that. And then the people
Right.
next to her was a Section 8 home, I believe, that had like 3 kids in it and their mother, and they lost their house. And they was sitting on live laughing about this. Look, Blaze, this is what Blaze living around. They tearing down houses on this block. You laughing at a woman that lost her house, and then another woman that lost her house with her kids, all her stuff in there.
Right.
They lost everything. That shit wasn't funny. All
Right.
just be trying to make a dig at me.
So they're sparing nobody. They did anything to get to you.
Right, which is
Wow.
insanity. So they literally were taking, using Google pictures of my neighborhood. So it was some Dodge van parked outside my house, and they ran around this app talking about, look, this was Blaze Draw. This ain't even my car. Even if it was, what the fuck does it matter?
Hey, wait a minute. But if you want to take that a step further, so fucking what if it is? At least you got a car.
Right. But
Look
I'm
how
like,
many people
the
don't.
car, like, I think it was, I don't know, this was an old Google picture. It was like 10 years old. And I'm just like, y'all laughing at somebody's car. It ain't even mine. Ain't even, I can see if it was my car. Ain't even my damn car. Y'all laughing at somebody else's damn car. You don't know what that person was going through or what they did to even get that car.
Right. Or even if they living inside that car.
Right. Cause I don't know, the car, I mean, it was like an old, first of all, my car is from this century. I
I
have a
saw the
push start.
video. I saw that one about the van.
Yeah, like a van, like, just because it's parked in front of my house doesn't mean it's my fucking car.
Right.
And it's not my car. And
Right.
it was just the fact that this is how pathetic they get. I mean, they were doing this for like a whole year. I mean, they took Google pictures of some basement and said it was mine. They got pictures. I don't know where this picture came from, but I think it's Google too, of a bathroom. I mean, it's been absolutely hilarious to watch these fools they gotta find something to connect to me. They don't even care if it's fake or not.
See, you
Even
like
when
I said, you're a
so
better way
last
to
year,
do.
I'm sorry, during the pandemic, right?
Mhm.
This was all over the United States when they were giving out food stamps to the children for, the free lunch program.
Right.
So they tried to equivalent that me, getting food stamps for my kids for the pandemic as me being on welfare.
Okay,
And
so what if you were? You and
even if I
so
was,
many
I
other
mean,
people.
again, I don't know why you poverty shaming people, but I literally told them that I make way too much money to even think about being on welfare. But if I could, I'm going to take them free food stamps. I enjoy them.
Right.
It's just the fact that they will poverty shame, and I mean, they don't care who they offend just to try to make fun of me, and the shit don't even be true when they trying to poverty shame somebody, and it don't even be true about me.
Right. Understood.
And that's how sad. And they know this stuff isn't true about me, but they'll still go with it.
I got one other question. How
Yeah.
do you and Patrick even know each other? Like, do y'all know each
Well,
other in real
the
life,
only
or did this
reason
just come off of TikTok?
only reason I interacted with Patrick is because when I first got on this app, I had put up a video of me and my son and my daughter and explain how my son had autism and everything that we went through on his birth. And I got into it with this young lady, and she, pretty much disrespected my son and doxed my twin sister's name. So she was friends with him, and Patrick tagged himself in and then inserted himself. So he wound up talking about my son. And I told at that point, I was new to TikTok, and where I'm from, you talk about somebody's kids, that's ground to get your ass beat. And I wasn't realizing the TikTok rules, and that's what the fuck they doing is that. But I told Patrick, if I ever catch up with you, I'm gonna beat your ass for talking about my son. And I caught up with him because he live in New Jersey, but he was in my city, and I seen him, and I rolled right up on him and punched him right in his fucking face. And that's when, everything really went crazy after that.
So you really did do that?
Yeah. I'm from Philly. We don't play that shit. That man said he was sitting on his live talking about my son and my son being autistic. And I said, if I ever catch you in my city, I'm going to beat the living shit out you. And that's what I did. I know it ended up with him hanging on my leg, begging for help.
Oops.
And he wound up him with a swole ass jaw and eye because he wanted to speak on my son. That's how it always, I mean, this pretty
And
much all
see,
started is
that
them
right there
disrespecting my
is what I'm
children.
talking about. That is what I mean. When folks don't know, as we call them, these keyboard warriors, you don't know who you be fucking with on the other side of that keyboard. You have no idea. You don't know if that person's a judge, a lawyer, a FBI agent, a surgeon. You don't know if they're in your same state, city, go there, visit there, got peeps there. You don't know none of that shit, but you want to go and antagonize somebody, you got me fucked all the way up.
And that's what happened. I mean, after he said something about my son, I'm going to say like 2 or 3 weeks went by and he just kept going and going. And once I saw him, like he was literally right across the street from my job. I got
How
right
did
in
you
my
know
car.
it was him?
Huh?
How did you know it was him?
He was on live. He was on live at the train station across the street from my job. And I'm in that building like every day. I knew exactly where he was at. I seen him on live. I woke up, got dressed, saw him on live, grabbed my keys, and that train station like 10 minutes away from me, got down there, saw where he was at in the building on live, went right up to his face and punched him in his fucking face.
And then what? Did you tell him?
I beat him down. Patrick did the windmill. You know how women put their head down and start windmill. That's how Patrick fight, and he couldn't get no swing in. After that, he was on my leg. If I really would have hurt him if that guy didn't pull my arm from that last punch. But after that, the cops rolled up on us, cuffed us, fined us, and sent us home. That was the end of that. I know the internet went fucking crazy that day. It spread like wildfire.
I would have laughed my ass off. Oh,
he still got that live. He recorded that live because you know TikTok records all your live. He would never post it.
I bet you he wouldn't. Oh my God, he'd be the laughing stock. Could you imagine?
He was the laughing stock.
You got busted.
And that's just like now I probably wouldn't have thought to do no shit like that because I get how TikTok is, but when I first got on this app, I didn't really get the TikTok rules.
Sally said she remember that shit like it was yesterday.
And he still denies that to this day. After everybody watched it live and everything.
I love it. She said, I remember that shit like it was yesterday. Ooh, I would have loved to have been the fly on the wall or the bird on the lamppost to see that one.
And he still hasn't gotten over it. He has never gotten over that.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have never got over that shit.
But that's
I'm sorry, but that shit is funny. That talk about life imitating art. That is priceless.
And out of all people on this app, he was the one that got his ass beat. I mean, Patrick talks so much shit to so many people across this app. And he the only one to this day that I know out of the whole black TikTok that really got pulled up on and got his ass beat.
Oh, I know a few more, but you know.
Oh, you do? I didn't see it. I don't know nothing about it. But he's the only one I know.
There's 3 or 4 other content creators who got their asses handed to them because they didn't think folks was gonna ride up on them, and folks was not joking. And it was the same shit too, doxing them, threatening their family, shit like that, and you know. Yeah,
prepare yourself if you want to play that part on TikTok. Then,
especially when you put your business out there, like you said, you got up and he was like at the train station. You like, oh shit, that looked familiar.
Oh, well, I knew exactly where he was. Soon as I opened the app and he was on live, I knew exactly where I was. I grabbed my keys, I think I had my hoodie on. I put my hoodie on, grabbed my keys, went right out the door. I didn't even put my jacket on. I just grabbed my hoodie.
Right. There was one person that always the bad guy, right? The bad guy was like, yeah, and I get my shit done every Thursday at Billy Bob's Bar and
That's
Grill, whatever,
stupid.
right? That's where they do rolled up on him at.
That's what I tell people.
Waited until
There's a certain
Thursday and
amount
clocked
of
him, beat him down.
there's a certain amount of information you should be putting up on your personal life. You should not be telling people your step-by-step move on this app if you run that type of life on this app. I only allowed certain things in my personal life on this app for a reason. Like I ain't about to give y'all a whole tour of my life. That's not gonna work for me. Cause that's putting too much. First, you're putting too much in jeopardy when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop telling this app everything. I swear it's like y'all be sitting in the barber chair, and if you, all the men know what I'm talking about. If you're in that barber chair start making you talk about shit you should not be talking about.
They do the same shit at the beauty shop.
I guess, see, I was
At the
going to say
nail
that, but I don't
shop.
know nothing about it.
Yeah, they do it there too.
I swear. Well,
It's
I'm
no
going to get
damn
up out of here,
difference.
Miss 60 and blessed. I'm going to bed. I will definitely be on tomorrow. It's a Saturday. And I'm pretty sure it's going to get more hectic around here. I got some more posts to put up. Everybody,
I
make
only
sure y'all
got one
go
more
to my
real
last
quick. Real
post.
quick. Did you
Uh-huh.
ever catch that guy that was beating up that girl Lucy or Lulu or whatever her name was? Remember?
She's not going to be talking about that situation on the app for right now because
Okay,
it's a legal issue going on with it.
got it.
So,
Okay, that's all you had to say. And yeah, good night.
but things are in process with that. All right,
I'm
everybody. Good
glad.
night. I will definitely be on tomorrow. Everybody, go to the last video because they got it shadow banned. So please go like and interact with that video and spread the awareness on it. Good night, Miss 60 and blessed. Good night,
Good
everybody.
night, Blaze. Thanks for having me up and answering my
Always,
questions.
always.
Bye.
Eat crab legs for 99 cents.
He said my food stamp card
Bring
was
5 people,
hidden.
and your meal is free.
Right.
He said
Jason
his
should have
food
kept her
stamp card
mouth shut.
was hidden.
Oh
Yeah, at the
shit.
grocery store, nigga, not at the restaurant.
It was the red fried beans. You ain't shit. Baby Bash gonna kick your ass.
I'm not saying any.
Oh shit.
Hey, Jason look
You
like a
just saying that
refried
like
bean.
stupid.
Listen, he look like he can
He looked
do
like
it.
a
You know what?
pinto bean.
Nah, he look like them black beans.
No, he does look like a
Head
black
shaped
man.
like a lima bean. Lima bean ass head nigga.
That nigga like a burnt asparagus.
No. Jason looked like that
Damn, we
California
can't talk about
raisin.
Jason. He ain't up here. Bring Jason.
Nah. Jason
She
looks
said
like
he looked like the
Peanut from
California
Family.
raisin.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Talk about
Jackson, see what happened when you drop
nigga.
down, gang? So you supposed to stay up here and defend your shit, man.
No,
Hey,
shut
she
up.
said
No,
he
because
I
he's
heard
been
it
coming
through the
for me since
grapevine
yesterday.
Where the fuck did Jason go?
He's been
He's
coming.
coming for you,
I
Cash.
dropped his ass. I dropped his ass because he said, "Oh, I'm gonna stay in the comments and stayed up here."
Oh shit.
You did say
He
that.
said lucky I can't type fast enough.
Motherfucker, you can't
I
spell
apologize.
fast enough.
Kay, you ain't
Okay.
finished that motherfucker yet?
What?
You ain't finished that shit yet?
Salt and pepper is not seasoned.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
You know what?
I mean, it's season after. No.
No, that shit ain't seasoned. Quit playing.
Lynn, tell him to use adobo.
I do use adobo.
It's a
Exactly. It's
preseason.
called
And
adobo.
Sazon.
Es sazón. Es
Sazon.
sofrito. Like, we got some
I
shit
have a
missing in
whole
it.
seasoning drawer.
Has to be
You,
Tony Cha-Cha.
you duct tape wearing.
How y'all arguing with a nigga who got to put seasonings on layaway?
Oh my god.
Even and he got a bridge card and he still
Hey,
live
say
with
my dog going to the counter, going to pick his
This
jacket.
motherfucker, he went and got his
You
sock. You
start
buy
sliding
one
for
sock,
it
get
too.
the other sock free.
With
He
that
put
what?
on his best Sunday slide-ons.
Gucci, he said with
No, he said with that forehand. I can't see shit with a forehand, motherfucker, but a forehead, man.